Hello guys and welcome to the channel, thanks for tuning in. So here is my review of the 8BitDo or 8BitDo, whatever you want to call it, arcade stick. So after spending quite a number of hours playing on this actual arcade stick, I can honestly say that I thoroughly enjoyed my time with the stick. It's really well built, it has a really good weight to it. I love the way the buttons are spaced out. I love the way the stick actually responds, it's very responsive. So you don't really need to actually modify this stick unless you are a little bit hardcore and you want to change those buttons for some Sanwa buttons and also the stick for a Sanwa stick and get that, you know, real arcade feel. I think that's the route I'm going to go down just to make that end user experience a little bit better. But as a base stick, honestly, this is the way to go. I would totally recommend this stick over the Hoenst stick, which is a lot cheaper, and I made a video on that stick as well. I spent a lot of hours playing on the Hoenst stick, but we're not here to talk about the Hoenst stick. We're here to talk about this 8BitDo arcade stick. I know 8BitDo, what's it? I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever it's called, I'm gonna stick to 8BitDo. It just sounds better. So let's just call it the 8BitDo stick. So here I'm playing Streets of Rage. As you can see, it was a ton of fun. It really took me back to, you know, me being a young teenager and just you know, skipping class and going to find some arcades and, you know, playing some Streets of Rage final fights and, you know, stuff that's just, you know, that kind of like beat 'em up type games. And, you know, it just really took me right back. And yeah, I mean, all in all, if you are looking for a stick, I think this would be a very good choice to go for as a first stick, as you don't really need to do anything with it. You can just plug and play and have a ton of fun. One thing that I must mention is that playing on this stick for, I think I played on it for at least 3 or 4 hours whilst making this video, and I didn't get any signs of fatigue in my wrist or my hands because it is very well spaced out. Like I mentioned, the buttons are really well, you know, apart from each other, and there's never a time where you actually hit a button, because after playing on it for about 10-15 minutes you just feel right at home. And honestly, it just felt like I was actually playing on an arcade stick, because once you get away from your actual setup and you're just paying attention to the screen, this stick is really good. And I think it's very well built, and 8BitDo did a really good job to capture the essence of not only just the retro aspect of it, the retro look of the stick, but also, you know, capturing decent buttons, a real good stick which you don't really need to swap out unless, like I mentioned, you're a hardcore and you want to, you know, mod it. Because I know a lot of people buy this stick just to mod it, and I've seen so many modifications on YouTube, and they are really fun videos to watch as well, and they've kind of inspired me to actually modify the stick. I've also got the parts and also the stick. It's just finding the time now to make a video on how to swap the buttons out and also the stick. So I will be making a video on that, so, you know, watch this space for that video. So I've never played Revenge of Shinobi on an arcade stick, so I thought we'll go a little bit unorthodox and check out some games that I've never actually played on the stick before. And to be honest, even though I suck playing on the stick, I had a ton of fun. And even after making this video, I managed to complete Shinobi, the Revenge of Shinobi rather, using the stick, and many other games that are like not really meant to be used on a stick to get that best user-friendly experience. I know many people probably did play this game. I don't know if it was out on the arcade. I never played it on the arcade. I actually played it on the Sega Mega Drive, or aka Sega Genesis if you're from the States. And I remember my friend had a Sega Mega Drive, and we had the Super Nintendo, and playing on the Mega Drive for the first time, you know, I had a ton of fun. Even though it only had 3 buttons, I always used to complain about that. I don't know. Yeah, playing Street Fighter was quite difficult, even though he was really good at it. You had to press start, I think, or select to get the to swap out the punches to the kicks. So that was a bit of a learning curve for myself. But once I managed to get over that, you know, there was a lot of fun to be had. And I think the Mega Drive was a really good console, and we kind of like As kids, I kind of missed out on the Mega Drive because we never had one, and we were a bit like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit of a fanboy, and I was always like, Super Nintendo is the way to go, and anything else is inferior. But obviously, growing up and finding out and going back, the Mega Drive was a real tough contender against the Super Nintendo, and Sega had a real big fan base, and still does to this day. And I wish they were still creating consoles and stuff, because it would have been so much better to have Nintendo, Sega, and you got Microsoft, you got Sony. More variety is always better. But unfortunately for Sega, they start making consoles and stuff. But yeah, here I'm playing Golden Axe. I'm not very good at Golden Axe. It wasn't really one of my games that I played growing up. I do remember playing a lot of Golden Axe at the arcade, only because my brother mentioned it to me when I was a kid, and then when I was about 3 or 4 years older down the line, I think I was first introduced to the game when I was about 9 or something. And then when I managed to get myself down to the arcades, I used to play a lot of it because obviously my brother recommended it. And again, I wasn't very good at it, as you can see on me playing Golden Axe here. But again, a ton of fun, a classic game, a legendary game. I love the music, I love the sprites, and again, a ton of fun to be had if you're playing on an arcade stick. It just takes you right back. I mean, there's something special about playing a game on an arcade stick, especially all like the arcade games. It's just so much different and so much fun, and I can't wait to actually get my brother here one day and play some 2-player games and complete them, and just relive those moments that we did, or missed out on rather, when we were kids. So then I thought, you know what, why not? I've got RType, let's have a go. Let me play some RType on the arcade stick. I'm not very good at RType on a pad, never mind an arcade stick. Back in the days, watching my brother for hours on end play RType and watching him complete it, it used to blow my mind how sharp his instincts were. And as a kid, watching this was something spectacular. It was really special to me because I didn't have the skill set to actually play this game, because I remember when he wasn't around, I was to try and play the game, and I was just really rubbish at it, like I still am. But it was a ton of fun watching him play. It is a game that I hold very close to my heart, just for the sheer fact that it is very difficult, but very rewarding and a lot of fun at the same time. So it's one of those games that you're either going to love or hate. But for me, even though the game is very difficult, it's not an easy game at all, by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a lot of fun and difficult, and I love it for that reason, and I will always cherish this game, and also have a lot of fun memories of my brother playing this game back in the day when I was growing up. So playing RType on an arcade stick, I'm not going to lie to you guys, is a ton of fun. I've never actually done it before, but I'm definitely going to pour some more hours into this game and try and see if I can beat it with an arcade stick. Because if I can get good on an arcade stick, I'm sure the controller will be a doddle, right? Well, that's my theory anyway. If you guys have played RType on an arcade stick, let me know in the comment section down below, because this is the first time I'm actually playing it on an arcade stick. I'm not very good, but I think I can get better. There's room for improvement always, and I'm just having a ton of fun and really enjoying my time with this game on an arcade stick. So after spending many hours with a stick playing King of Fighters and the likes of Street Fighter, I first started off as a real noob. I couldn't pull off any moves, and I found it quite frustrating at times, I'm not going to lie. But it's all, putting time in and getting that practice in, and you'll see the results. So if you've never used an arcade stick and you're wanting to use an arcade stick, my advice to you would be just put in the hours, find an hour here, an hour there, and put the actual, the difficulty on the highest difficulty, and try to beat the game. That's all I was doing with King of Fighters, Street Fighter, putting it on the hardest difficulty and trying to beat the game. and it does make your skill level go from 0 to hero quite quickly. I even managed to pull off the Raging Demon, which I was quite surprised. I didn't ever think I'd be able to do it on this stick, but I did. I used to be able to do it on the arcades back in the day, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot, and I managed to pull it off. And, you know, to my amazement, you know, I was really happy that I managed to get out the demon. So in terms of the stick, let's just wrap it up now. I'll give this stick a 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect 10, and this is maybe nitpicking a little bit, but the only gripe that I have with the stick is if this stick was a little bit more customizable and you was able to put a faceplate on the stick, wow, I would have given this stick a 10 out of 10. I know it's really nitpicking, but aside from that, honestly, you cannot go wrong with this stick. It is a beautiful stick to play on, and again, like I mentioned before, very well built, and for the price range, I think it's about 90 quid, 90 pounds. I don't know what the equivalent of that is in dollars, but yeah, 90 pounds in the UK. You can't actually go wrong. And if you find the stick on sale, or if it is going to be your first stick, or you are thinking between picking a stick for the Nintendo Switch, I would definitely go with an 8BitDo stick, because it's you know, it's solid. It's a solid you know stick, and yeah, definitely pick it up. So that's it, guys. Please subscribe, like, share, you know the drill. Take care, peace.